Hi, my name is Diane. I go by Little Mammal, and I'd like to show you a little bit of my world. Besides being a mammal like you, I burned the hell out of my career about 18 months ago and really experienced a collapse of pretty much everything I understood about who I was and how I moved through the world. The journey that I've been on is not something that really makes a lot of sense to me, and it's not something that I feel like I can communicate well if I just write about it or paint about it. So I want to start to show it to you. Over the past year, a lot of what I've spent my time doing is painting and writing. These were things that I found pleasure in before I burned out, but when I burned out initially, I couldn't do either of them. It has taken a long time and a lot of experimentation to get where I am now. At the same time, I don't really know where I'm going next. So this is part of a experimentation for me, quite frankly. It's something that I want to do for myself as well, because absorbing my life through this format helps me see and understand the next step to take a little bit better. And documenting my experience is something that I have felt drawn to do for a very long time, and I actually have so much that I have recorded over the past year and a half, but it's overwhelming to go too far back, so I'm just going to start where I'm at and move forward from here. Well, there's a lot I've captured over the past year. It was bits and pieces here and there. And now that I want to try this more regularly, I have been trying to figure out a way to engage with it that doesn't feel like I'm living my life to document it. I want to actually be in my life. And so one thing I started doing was setting random timers that when they went off, I would go and I would record a couple of minutes of whatever I was doing, even if it was relatively mundane. I'm essentially creating an external observer in my own life, and I'm conscious of and reflecting a lot on how that itself is shifting my life. It's something that I think I will only see over time. Working with more of a random selection, along with a number of things that I did want to specifically record, is an interesting process because I don't really have a clear through line or narrative that I am working around. But as I started to put this video together, that's actually something that I want to lean into, I think. The truth of the matter is, I'm really starting to think of life not in the forms of meaning making and storytelling that we so often perceive it, but as this mosaic of felt perceptual experiences that builds up the texture of a life. And it honestly made me happy to see how much of my experience was out in connection with the natural world, something that would not have existed to nearly this degree 2 years ago. There's a lot about my life that would be extremely unrecognizable to the former version of myself, in ways that would probably both delight and terrify her. I got a lot of my sense of worth in the path from how I was perceived externally. But this became, honestly, quite a cage to live in. That's part of why I couldn't write or paint for so long, is I did not even realize the extent to which pretty much everything I did, including my creative expression, was based on how people would perceive it on the outside, not how it felt when I actually made it. And over the past year, it has taken significant trial and error to figure out more and more how I actually want to effort, because I essentially could not labor and effort the way I used to, which was through force and pressure. I've had to find a different way, which is essentially I had to find what I actually wanted to do. I really have a lot of frustrations, as probably most people watching this do, about the state of what capitalism has done to our world. And after working in a lot of fields that claim that they have the solution to our problems, I'm no longer really convinced there is a solution in the way we think of it. So this isn't me trying to say, oh, I'm going to solve the ills of capitalism, but it is an experiment of how do I, out loud, see what I can do to find a way to work and exchange with others in a way that feels more like integrity than extraction. If I'm being honest, everything I've done in the past year feels a lot more valuable to me than anything I did in my long social impact career. I didn't honestly know that I could feel the way I do now about working. And even though I have a lot to figure out about how do I actually do this work in a way that nourishes and brings in resources for me, even that was a barrier that I didn't know was possible. I think we're at a time where the paradigms of work are shifting and no one really knows what is coming. But for that very reason, why not try and see what is possible? I really do not know what this is going to look like, and I'm trying to stay open to all possibilities and acknowledge that not everything is in my control. And whatever I am chasing is resisting pretty much all of the normal business tools that I am trying to throw at this to figure out how I'm going to make it. And so I'm leaning into just trusting my intuition and trying the weird ideas that come to me, including documenting my life and putting it out there. And we'll see what happens. Thank you for following along, and I love you.